It's all crooked. Oh my god. I'll probably eat the whole box by myself. We have no food in the house, that's my excuse. It's a good excuse. Hi guys, welcome back to the vlog. Or welcome to the vlog if you are new and just joining me here. This is my 21-week pregnancy update. I am 21 weeks and 6 days today. I know I've been doing these like really late, and I don't know if it's just because I've been super busy. Easter was this weekend, and so we did a lot of stuff, and I'm kind of smack dab in the middle of editing a bunch of Easter videos for you guys as well. This is like the very last day of me being 21 weeks pregnant, so I'm just gonna kind of sum up anything that I have to update you guys on. My biggest issue right now is clingy toddler probs, and by this I mean holding my almost 2-year-old who just wants to be carried around everywhere. And I don't mean like in my lap while I'm sitting on the couch or held by someone else, carried around by anybody. I mean, she wants me to just kind of walk around and hold her. And you know, I can do it for a little while and it's okay. But after a while, I'm like, oh my god, kid, just walk. Like, you know how to walk. And she just doesn't want to walk. She doesn't want to sit. She doesn't want to sit in my lap. She doesn't want to sit next to me. And she doesn't want me to do anything. She doesn't want me to eat. If I put a plate down in front of myself, she starts freaking out that I'm about to eat. If I take her to the restroom so that I can go to the restroom, because heaven forbid I try to go to the restroom by myself, she will just like scream. She'll just throw a fit. And it's so funny because my dog likes to follow me everywhere, and he'll follow me to the bathroom just like everybody else. But if he goes in there and she's like screaming on the floor, he's like, oh, I'm out. And he'll just turn around and go back out, and he doesn't even care about following me anywhere anymore because she's just screaming, and nobody likes that. Not even my dog. All right, I think I mentioned back in my 18-week vlog that I had met up with a doula center or whatever you want to call it, and they were supposed to match me up with a doula. And if that was 18 weeks, that was like over a month ago. After a lot of phone tag and calling back and forth and finally getting in touch with somebody, I finally got set up with a doula. Finally. I think her name is Ashley. I don't even know, because when she called, she was having reception problems and she was breaking up like crazy. So I have no idea what this chick's name is. I think it's Ashley. And she is finally coming to my house on Wednesday. Today's Monday, so that's 2 days from now. And we will have our first prenatal doula appointment. I have had a lot of people asking me about names, and you know, I don't know if it's just me, because I've seen people knock out like 7 or 8 kids and they have these like super creative, ridiculously cute names for every single one of their kids, and it doesn't seem like it's a huge issue for them. But this is my 3rd baby, and oh my god, I'm having the worst time coming up with names. Especially for girls. We do have a name set in mind for a boy, and this boy name has been set for years and years before we even thought of having Zoe. We came up with the name, and we both mutually agreed that if we ever had a boy, his name... Hold on. Okay, so we have had our boy name set in stone. We had a first and middle name for a boy set in stone for like almost 5 years, because it was like I started dating Trey when Lilia was 10 months old. We decided that we wanted to start a family, or not start, grow our family, you know, and get married and all that good stuff very early on in our relationship. And one thing that we weren't like planning names for babies, but we both really, really loved the name Silas. And he heard about it from the show Weeds, which I had never seen. I saw it on a baby name list that I was going through for fun, was not planning a pregnancy. And I suggested it to him, and he was just like, oh my God, I love that name. And so we have wanted the name Silas for a boy for forever. And when I got pregnant with Zoe, it was for sure her name would be Silas if she was a boy, which she obviously wasn't. But so we are still in love with the name Silas. The middle name that we had chosen at the time was Grant, Silas Grant. And I am still in love with Silas Grant, and all of a sudden there's a potential that we could be having a boy, and Trey has decided that all of a sudden he doesn't want the name Grant. So if I have it my way, we will choose the name Silas Grant for a boy, but Trey's not set on it. He doesn't like the name anymore, so we are kind of throwing around different names. And you know, knowing as many people as I know with children, it's becoming harder and harder to choose names that haven't already been chosen. And people tend to think that you copy them, and it's like there really aren't that many names anymore that are like readily available for me to use. I even know people that have named their kids Silas at this point, now that it has been so long that we have had this name chosen. And as far as middle names go, a lot of the names that I really, really like, I know people that have used those names. So I guess I kind of feel stuck where my husband doesn't like this name that I love, and I don't even know anybody with this name, and I am still kind of pushing for that name. If I have it my way, like I said, Silas Grant. But we're still throwing other names out there. If y'all want to help suggest middle names for boys, I really like the idea of having the 2-syllable first name and the 1-syllable second name, middle name. As far as girls go, I've had 2 girls, so I've come up with 4 girl names: Lilia Faye, Zoe Olivia. And coming up with a name for a 3rd girl is proving to be one of the most difficult things in the world. I have a few names that I'm throwing around right now that I really like, but none of them like feel like they're the name. When I came up with Lilia, it was instant. I just knew that is her name. That is her name. I didn't even know that it was a girl yet. My instinct was telling me it was a girl, but I didn't know for sure if I was having a girl, but it was just like, I could feel it. I could feel that that was the name. And with Zoe too, with Zoe, as soon as I realized that that was the name, because I originally wanted to name, if she was a girl, I wanted to name her Rylan, which is now like super popular. I'm really glad I didn't end up going with the name Rylan. But when I found out that I was having a girl, Rylan just did not feel right all of a sudden. It was like, that's not her name. And I came up with the name Zoe, and it's just like felt right. And I just knew that was her name. And then to this day, she just exudes her name. Like that's, I can't think of anything else that could have been her name that would have felt blah, 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 blah. That would have felt as right as Zoe feels. And so now with this baby, with the possibility of it being either a girl or a boy, and I'm trying to figure out what kind of name I would choose for a girl, I have no clue. I have all these names that just don't feel like that's the name. Right now, my absolute favorite name for a girl, and if I were to just like have her today, and not have a lot of time to decide what her name's gonna be, I would probably name her Rhiannon Willow. No, that's super hippie. My biggest issue with the name Rhiannon though is that almost everyone that I tell the name to, I feel like that sounds weird. Everyone that I tell the name to is like, what? And then they can't say it, and they're like, what is that from? It's from literature, first of all, and it's also from a Fleetwood Mac song, written by Stevie Nicks, who I'm a huge fan of. So that's probably my absolute favorite name of all the names I've come up with. I've come up with a lot of names that I really like that Trey doesn't really like, and he's come up with a lot of names that he really likes that I don't really like. So we're kind of like dodging names. That is one name though that we both really like, that we probably would go with if it's a girl. So those are the names that we have so far. They are by no means set in stone, and if we do come up with names that are set in stone, I would love to do a cute little video announcing our cute baby names, but for right now, that's what we have. All right, now I'm going to show you guys my 21-week belly. So this is with the shirt down. Shirt up. Prego pants in full swing, as usual. So that's me belly. Hopefully y'all can see it really well. Okay, time to measure. Is this the right side? This is the side. All right, if y'all remember last week, I was like smaller. And now it looks like I haven't even really grown. I don't know if you can see, but I am like right at 34 inches. Which is where I was at 19 weeks. So I feel like every vlog, oh, hold on, let me move so you can see my freaking. I feel like every single one of my pregnancy vlogs, I talk about how, oh my God, I feel so big, I'm getting so big, and I go to measure and I'm like not any bigger than I was last week, or I'm smaller. In last week's case, I was, what was it, like an inch smaller than I was the week before? So I have no idea what's up with that. I definitely feel like I am growing. And I mean, I know I'm growing. My baby's almost about a pound now, according to my pregnancy app. I use, if any of y'all are wondering, I use two different baby apps. I use Ovia Pregnancy and I use Baby Bump. And Baby Bump I would not necessarily recommend. The reason I use Baby Bump is only because, oh my God, is only because they have these, you probably can't see, my camera totally sucks, but they have these pictures down here at the bottom, the week by week pregnancy pictures, so you can see your belly growing week by week. That is the only reason that I use Baby Bump. But my day-to-day baby app checking, I use Ovia Pregnancy. And I highly recommend Ovia Pregnancy. And if you're looking for a really good fertility app, there's also Ovia Fertility, which I used to get pregnant with Zoe. Did not use it with this baby. As a lot of you guys know, this is like a total surprise baby right here, not planned at all whatsoever. But if you're trying to plan your pregnancy and not end up with one of these, I suggest Ovia Fertility, personally. And they also have Ovia Parenting, I think, which I can't really recommend either way because I've never used it, but they also have that as well. So that's really all I have to update you guys on today. I hope I didn't ramble too much. I tend to ramble in these, and then I end up uploading my video and I look at the time and it's like, what was I even talking about? So sorry if I did that again. Be sure to follow my Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram for more current updates and to get really cute pictures of our Easter festivities and everything else that goes on day to day that you don't get to see in my YouTube videos. And be sure and like and subscribe, and I will see you all for my next video. Bye!